let's give it a second for everybody to come in. You guys know the drill. So today I had a message about like people being upset with the fact that you're making changes in your life. And sometimes that means you may have to be the bad guy in order to actually have these changes take effect. Okay. And you could be doing nothing drastic in your life, or you could just be making changes and it's affecting someone else drastically. So take it how it resonates collective. But it's kind of the message that I was getting. I flipped my deck um when I was shuffling like a dodo, and so now I have to go in and fix it. But okay. I thought I did half of it, but I guess it was only a few cards. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. You guys know the drill. I like to get myself prepared. All right. That way I can see the chat. All right, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe as you come in. So let's see what is going on here. Hold on one second. This is not working. Let me try this again. Okay, that's better. All right. Holy Spirit, what is it that the collective needs to know today? Let's find out who this person is. I want to pull this one. Um, I had another one, but I can't find it. So let's see. Let's pull some oracle messages first to start, and then we'll go ahead and break it down with tarot. Okay. All right, Holy Spirit. Hey, Jen. All right, so let's see who this person is. And why does it feel like you have to be the bad guy in this person's story? Because that's kind of what I was getting. Like, you have to be the bad guy because you're either setting a higher standard, or you're just changing the way you're operating or what you're willing to deal with. Or you just could just be in a space where you're like, I just don't have time for anything. I'm really focused on what I got going on. So let's see what that's about and why you're why you're the bad guy in somebody's story. Well, somebody is like, "Oh, hell no." And they're not liking what you're doing, or they're not liking the this version of you that they're getting. So we have Star Mother. You see, this is what I'm talking about. It says, "How can you mother yourself?" Right? So this talks about a healing energy that's necessary for you. So right now it just feels like you have you could just be in a space where you're like, you know what? I've been taking care of everything. And right now, I really need to just take care of myself. You could just be really focused on some sort of self care, protecting your energy, not wanting to invite certain things in right now. And it's because something is calling you to do this. Yeah, look, priestess, something is calling you, starseed. Yo, I can't make this up, y'all. Something is calling you to protect your energy right now. And I feel like maybe you being the bad guy, because on this card it says, "How are you being called to step up and lead?" So sometimes being the bad guy is you holding yourself to a different standard, or just saying like, you know what, I don't have like I don't want to deal with this right now, or I don't want to be in this kind of space. And I feel like you're upsetting somebody because you want more for yourself, and you're not entertaining whatever it is that they're used to. Um, and I feel like the fact that you're trying to take a step back and make changes within yourself because you're starting to feel like this life that I'm living, I'm tired of it, or I'm bored of it, or it's not calling me, it's not filling me anymore. And I feel like that for some of you guys, you're being called to like make some major changes. And this is spiritually, like you could just feel like you don't belong right now. Like something is you're not happy with your environment, you're not happy with work. I mean, you got everything happening around you, but it's like you're being called to do something more, and you're not trying to completely upend your life, right? Because no one's trying to just completely dead everything off, but you're still trying to figure out what this calling is. What is it that's calling you? And there's a lot of energy. Bro, look, I kid you not. It says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I'm telling you, and somebody is speaking up. Okay, we're gonna have to break this down before it gets confusing. because this is what it keeps feeling like you're being led to do things different or to go on a different path or to start something new. And for some of you guys, it's irritating somebody. And I feel like it's because it could make absolutely no sense why you're being called to do this. But you're like, I gotta do it. I have to leave. I have to go. I have to try this new thing. I have to isolate myself. I need to separate myself. I need to take this time. I don't want to talk to these people. I don't want to engage in these conversations. I don't want to go to these spaces or go to these places. There's something like that when you're being called to um for some of you, it's getting away. For some of you, it's about a relationship. It's something you're committing yourself to. Some of you, yeah, I feel like some of you, you're getting out of a relationship because you're starting to understand what exactly it is that you do want and what you're deserving of. And you could be pissing somebody off because while you're being redirected on a new path, because you know what I got when I sat down? Jumping timelines. Like you could have just been fine and everything seemed okay 1 second. And then the next minute, it's like you were called to do something different. It's spiritual. It's a spiritual growth that's happening here. And it's because didn't I say like you can't keep doing the same thing, entertaining the same shit? This is about the status quo. Like everything looks the same, everyone acts the same, and you're expecting your life to be different, but you're surrounding yourself with all the same things that you say you don't want. And then it's like confused about the fact that life is remaining in a standstill. Whoever I'm talking to right now, you guys are waking up. You're waking up and you'll know that it's you that's waking up because you're just starting to look at life differently. You're starting to really study the people around you. If you are in this position where you feel like, damn, why do I instantly feel like I need to make changes? Why do I feel like I'm not happy with the space that I'm in? Or you're starting to look at the crops you yield, right? All the seeds that you've planted and what is actually growing in your life. If you're questioning all those things, it's because of this status quo energy. It's because your guides are calling you to do something different. But this path isn't going to make sense. And you're going to have people that are going to look at you and feel like, "Oh, why are you feeling like you need to switch up or why?" They're asking all these questions and it's not really your job to explain it to them. It's just that something is telling you to go this way. And for some of you guys, this has to do with the relationship. For of you, this is about your commitment to your faith or your commitment to you and what you need and your soul's journey. Right now, someone's being called to heal themselves because as you move forward, there's people that are going to be coming on your path that you're going to be working on. You're going to be healing these people. Whoever I'm speaking to, you are a star seed. This is high priestess energy. I need y'all to understand, like, it's bigger than what you think. Like, this isn't about the day to day. This reading isn't going to be about the day to day. This is about those who feel lost right now that are like, what the hell is going on? Why is it that I'm in this space, that I'm feeling low, that I feel like I have this burst of energy and I want to do things, but I don't know where to use it? Like, those are the people I'm talking to right now. For some of you, I feel like you're going to be speaking about your life. You're going to be speaking about this change and how it's going to affect you in the near future. And it's because you're starting to understand who you are. You're understanding a gift that you have. And I'm telling you, a lot of this has to do with spiritual growth. Now, for those of you who are still with me, watch what I'm telling you because for whatever this is, let's go ahead and just let's pull these. Spirit, look, it says passage and progress. I'm telling you, it's like you're about to jump like a timeline and you're going to be moving into a different, like a completely new version of yourself. Talk to me about this high priestess energy. What is it that you're needing to pay attention to right now? Because something is warning you, giving you these messages like not only are you not alone during these changes, it may feel a little lonely, but you're not by yourself. Look, fast changes. I'm telling you, like, what are these changes coming in for the collective, Holy Spirit? Because they're saying you may be leaving something suddenly or getting something in your life very quickly. And whatever change that's happening, this is going to come in dramatically. It's going to happen in a short amount of time, but you're being called to go with the flow of whatever these changes are. And then it says courage here, and you're gonna need to be brave because you're gonna have remember, when God is trying to work with you and he's calling you to do something, it's never simple. It's never like, I'm gonna give you the answers. There was this pastor one time, mind you, I'm not a church goer or anything like that, but I listen to the sermon sometimes because I feel like there's still messages in there that's helpful, and you never know why you're being called to listen to something. But in the message, he was saying, if you were meant to go somewhere, and if God was meant, was pulling you to a place, he never promised to give you all the details. If it was that simple, then you wouldn't be called. This is a faith, like living by faith. This is a faith walk. This is not living by sight. This isn't going to be something where you need to see it to believe it. This is going to be something where you're going to have the utmost faith that whatever you're being called to go to, it's for your own good, and it's going to be beautiful on the other side, because all of this energy is like supported energy. This is loving energy. This is fulfilling energy. This feels like, damn, I'm so glad I made this decision. I'm so glad I moved through this fear. I'm so glad that I left this behind. It's going to be that feeling for you when you do this. Tell me more. Look, shedding. Yo, God knew what he was doing sitting me down because I was going to go somewhere. I wasn't even going to do this reading. Okay. For whoever I'm talking to, I had to sit down today because you're going through a shedding. You're releasing a version of yourself that it held you back, and you're moving away from an environment that you outgrew. This is something that just isn't going to work because you're setting higher standards and you now have higher goals. And God is calling you to do something different. I could be talking to somebody that works in a medical field or works with healing medicines or has like healing hands or something like that here. You could work in a really fast-paced environment, or you could live in an area where it's like a lot of fast movement, a lot of things that are happening all around you. Okay. Yeah, I feel like whatever this is, you're going to be helping the people around you. You're going to be giving them a different perspective on life. And this is through your journey. People are literally watching your story and going, holy shit, I don't have to live like this. I don't have to move this way. Talk to me about this path, Holy Spirit. It says you need work that lets you express yourself creatively. You could do well at writing, blogging, or a career in communication. So for some of you guys, this also has to do with how you, like, someone could be writing a book possibly, or you could have something online where you're like sharing your story. If you don't, that could be very helpful to someone. I also feel like this has to do with how you speak to people. For some of you guys, you could be just like motivational speakers, or you could be someone that like leads a group. Like you could do like a women's study or like a men's study group or something like that. But whatever this is, you're helping people and you're teaching them through your own physical experiences. These are like the things that are happening around you that you are watching, that you are paying attention to, that God has you so hyper focused. Like it's the stuff that you wish you weren't so aware. You ever wish you weren't a person that was so aware sometimes? Like, you ever wish that you were naive so that you couldn't see people and do and all the foolery that they fucking do? Because I know I do. There are days where I go, I wish I couldn't read through this person so easily to see the foolishness that they're on and the fact that they think they could play with me. Like, I wish I could be that naive to just be so hopeful that people are not trying to do me dirty. Like, I wish, but that's just not the life that we all are given. God gives us different gifts, and sometimes your gift is being able to see through the lies or see through someone's story, or um like you can see a story play out before it even happens. Like it's a hyper awareness that we're given, and we think, oh, with hyper awareness it usually brings a lot of sensitivity. So you could be a really sensitive person. You could be somebody that like, you can feel things so deeply, and that can irritate somebody. That can irritate people sometimes. But it's through your work here, this journey here, that you're helping not only to heal people around you, but to heal yourself and the things that Maybe you need it from your mother, you need it from your father, you need it from your aunts and your grandma and stuff like that. Like there's things that you're breaking free from, and you are now, it's like you're creating the healing process within you by doing this work. And you could think, I'm not doing anything, and you don't even realize what you're actually doing. Somebody could be really tired, really drained. You could have went through, like, this past week, you could have been really needing a lot of sleep, and you couldn't understand why your body wasn't functioning properly. And it's because of this cycle that you were going through. Like, for some of you, you had to lay down, like physically lay down, because God is speaking through you and is trying to heal you and working on you and like preparing you for this season. And I feel like it's healing you. For somebody here, you could even feel like, man, my skin looks brighter. I feel like I have more energy. Like that's exactly what I needed. And you didn't realize why you were being put through this, but it was for a reason. Talk to me about this commitment here. Okay, so for some of you, this is about something being replenished in your life that was taken from you. So for some of you guys, if you've been the type of person where you're always showing up for everybody, you're always giving to everybody, and you feel at a lack, then you're going through this season where people have no choice but to do right by you, because it's like you're getting a sharp tongue, or you're getting like so witty. I don't know. It's like something about the, like, you're cutting through it. And maybe you used to entertain it. You're not entertaining these conversations. You're not entertaining these energies. You're just not entertaining things because you have goals. You have a plan. And this plan, you may not be able to see the end goal of this plan, but you feel like I need to be working towards this, and everything else needs to be blocked out. There's a card in here when I first started, and it says clear, cancel, and release what does not serve you. And this is also, it's like a block. Like they have these little hands that's like tunnel vision. You're not supposed to pay attention to all the distractions around you right now, because you're needing to know that what's going on around you is distracting you. And right now, you need to be hyper vigilant. So let's see. Talk to me more about this, spirit. Yeah, literally. Okay. So for some of you guys, you're in a situation right now where you need to focus, because there's something you need to put your time, your energy into, that's either going to bring you the finances that you're going to need. Um, or it's like you really need to start saving your money. And it's not about saving your money to keep in the bank. No, this is about saving your money and like stocking up on what you need. Okay. And you can take that however resonates. So if this is you, like, I need to stock up and make sure that the money is working for me so I can retire, then that is your thing. If it's, I need to make sure that if something happens where, I don't know, maybe financially, like I lose my job or something. Let me make sure that I have the things that I need to get me by. If it's having money in a savings account, it's making sure you have enough savings to keep you afloat for whatever is coming. You know what I mean? Like, but somebody is being prepared. And the reason why I say this is because before I left and moved into the job that I'm in now, God gave me that same message, and he told me that he needed to prepare me, and he wanted me to start saving. And I didn't know what I was saving for, but I made sure that I started putting money aside. I started putting money aside, and I didn't check it. I didn't even look at it. I just kept putting money aside. And then I had another dream about the same dream that told me to put the money aside, and like that was my thing. I don't know what it was, but I just felt guided to go and check how much I had. And when I looked, I had enough money to keep me afloat for 8 months. So I said, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Because I always take it to God, right? So I'm like, what else am I supposed to be doing? You told me to save, I saved. So next thing you know, I got a message, and it said, or I got a message telling me, I'm gonna send you a messenger when it's time to go. And I was just like, okay, didn't think nothing of it, right? Like, listen how crazy this is. Didn't think nothing of it. This was like November. Okay. Now it's January, and I'm still working at my job, miserable as hell there, because we were just going through COVID and it was a crazy time. And I'm like, I'm itching to get out because my spirit wasn't comfortable there no more. My spirit was it like fighting me. I was literally fighting against my spirit to stay in that job because I kept feeling pulled somewhere else. And that uncomfortable feeling was letting me know that God was preparing me for something. It's that uncomfortable feeling where we feel like, oh my God, I want to be miserable in this. Oh my God, I want to fight in this. That very uncomfortable feeling is, it's like a switch went off in me where I was like, okay, this is preparation. Like, cause I kept hearing be prepared, like from Lion King, be prepared. Like I kept hearing that. So I was like, okay, he's preparing me for something, but I'm not sure what. Well, random day in January, I'm at my desk doing my regular job, and this lady comes to me and brings me a book. And the book is a story. Look it up because it's a really great story if you have children, but it's a great story for adults too. But it's cute if you read it. All right, stick with me. It was called like The Mole, the Fox, the Horse, I think like that, and the boy, or the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. Look it up. It's a great story. Okay. This lady comes and brings me this book. She goes, "You have kids, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." Don't think nothing of it. She gives me the book. I mind my business. I go about my day. Something kept calling me to read the book though. So I stop what I'm doing, like midday. I stop what I'm doing and I just start flipping through it and I start reading a part of the story. And there was this one part of the story that's telling me that, you're never gonna know where you're going unless you try, or something like that. It was something really basic. But in that moment, I got brought back to the dream about the messenger. So I was like, holy shit. I went and gave my 2 weeks notice right then and there. Cause I just prayed on it and I said, God, if this is what you're telling me to do, I'm out. And something urged me. So I went, I gave my 2 weeks notice. I went over to that lady and I said, "You don't know what you just did for me today. Tell me why." This lady comes to me and says, "You know what's so crazy? I've been looking for this story for like 2 months. It's been sold out everywhere. I've been going to the same bookstore for 2 months every day and still nothing." She said, "This day something told me to go." So she's like, "You see, I came with my coat, my purse, and everything because I went straight to the bookstore on my lunch break." And I go like I always do. And the lady's like, "No, we don't have it." She says, I turn around to leave and the lady's running, going, "Wait, I found one." She says when she gives her the book, she pays for it. She comes straight to the office and hands it to me. She's like, "I don't know why I needed to hand it to you, but I handed it to you." And I was just like, when God has a message and he needs you to move, it's never going to make sense, but you got to do it. And when I did it, it ended up being the best blessing of my life. It gave me the flexibility I needed. I started my business at that time. I moved to a completely different area. I bought a house. I mean, when I tell you God moves mountains, I'm thinking I'm preparing because I'm about to be out of work for 8 months and I need to be able to sustain myself. No, God was placing me in a position to not only have the finances to take care of myself, but giving me a down payment for my house. Like, I end up getting a different job with more flexibility and running my business simultaneously. Like, you never know what he's preparing you for. And around that time, I was sleeping a lot. I would work so much and then I would just crash out. And I couldn't understand why I was having like all of these feelings. But I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this story, but for some of you, whatever you're about to shift into, it's a new beginning with your money. It's a new beginning with a different job. It's a shift in your perspective where your finances get blessed. It's something where you move into a more flexible environment where you feel like you're at peace and you feel like you made it. It's like you start to feel like all the shit you endured, it wasn't for nothing. It was preparation for this very moment. The problem is you had to see what was holding you back. You had to see what was blocking your blessings and what was keeping you from this path. So if you feel like you're being called to do something different, to move somewhere you never would have thought you moved, to completely start a brand new life, do it. Do it. Because there's something there that you're needing to experience that you're not going to be able to have where you are now. Not only that, but there's something about yourself. This, if anything, this move taught me that I'm one hell of a woman. This move taught me that not only am I one hell of a woman, I'm one hell of a businesswoman and I'm one hell of a mother. Okay? To be able to uproot my entire life and still make it thrive. And my kids are thriving all by the grace of God. Okay? So I'm telling you, somebody, you needed to know this because you're about to shift into a brand new beginning. And baby, you're going to be in the flow. And where you were once stuck, you are now free. Where you felt like things were hard, you're not going to be dealing with that anymore. So let's break this down. Spirit, the only reason why I told that story is because of this card here. And it says share your voice. So I had to share that story because it was a powerful moment for me that completely changed my entire life. And I never thought I would have the opportunity to do it. But when God is moving you to do something different, he will make sure that everyone around you plays their role perfectly just for you. And that is the grace that is God. That is the beauty of God. Okay. So let's break this down more. Spirit, why are we delivering this message today? Why are we delivering this message today? Because somebody is meant to experience pure happiness. It is your time. It is your time to finally be free, for your family to be at peace. For because I feel like somebody could have been dealing with some sort of domestic disputes. You could have been dealing with a situation where you felt alone, where you were having to like take care of things all by yourself. And women, we know how this is, where we could have a whole family around us, a husband and everything, and you still feel like a single parent. For some of you guys, you're not meant to experience that more. No, like no more. You are meant to experience pure bliss where your family is at peace, where you feel like you're finally getting that happily ever after that you dreamed of. And no, I'm not trying to throw like just throw shit at you and just to make it seem like a happy-go-lucky story, but you do deserve moments of peace and joy. And for some of you guys, this is what I'm talking about. Your perspective is going to shift. You could have been that person that's like, well, that don't happen to me. Oh, here she go, just talking out her ass and just spreading stuff just for the sake of spreading it. No, whoever I'm talking to, you're meant to experience this. And if you choose to look at it as the blessing that it is, baby, this can last as long as you allow. It is going to be of the mind whether you continue to have this joy and peace or if you choose to squander the very blessing that God is trying to give you. I'm just telling you because right now you're being called to take a chance, to lead, to move, to make a move and understand the assignment that comes with that. But this is all about you making sure that you stay optimistic, making sure that you it's like making a decision, moving through it, being grateful for it, and then the people around you are like, "Holy shit, they did it. They actually did it." Like, you're gonna have people coming to commend you for making this happen, for completely changing your life. For some of you guys, this could be, yo, literally, look, you got the 10 of cups to the 10 of pentacles. This is what you want. This is what you want in a reading. And I feel like if you were concerned about somebody stepping up, they're about to. The days of them being confused about who you are, the days of you being confused about what you want, those days are done. The strength card to the 7 of cups is someone stopping themselves from being confused, someone stopping themselves from it's like becoming more decisive, taming those urges, taming the things that will cause like, you know how when you have, it's like the analysis paralysis. You have so much that you want to do and you don't know how where to start. Those days are done. You're picking one thing, you're sticking to it, you're getting it rolling, and then you move on to the next thing. And this is exactly what you've been looking for, what you've been waiting for, and it's here. Look, standing their ground. I'm telling you, standing your ground, fighting for yourself, choosing you this time around. This is so dope. Feel like for some of you, you could have been dealing with a lot of people who were trying to be your oppositions. Like you have a lot of people or a lot of situations that were trying to like put that whenever God's trying to bless you with something, you're gonna have a lot of people starting shit with you, or you're gonna have things that are trying to block you and make you question how good God is. Okay. When you are trying to make changes in your life, you're going to see how there's going to be a few doors that close first. And you're going to be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't do this. But if you keep going, you're going to see how 10 doors open. And it happens like that every time. It's like the devil is always going to try to stop you first. But the more you move through that fear and you keep fighting and you keep saying no, because I feel like I'm a trust that God is gonna have my back. I'm a trust. I'm gonna have faith. And the more you move through it, you start to see that all that confusion in tarot, guys, the only card that can defeat the devil is the strength card. Okay, this is the only card that can defeat the devil. So when you have confusion, we know where that comes from. When we have uncertainty, we know where that comes from. When we start allowing our mind to take over, we know who's causing that. We know what entity is causing that energy. But you have your spirit guys that are blocking that shit because you have stuff to do. You got things you have to accomplish. So your guys are not even letting this shit in, which is why I'm telling y'all, whatever you got going on right now, where you felt like there's no way that this could happen, baby, you keep thinking that way and it won't. But the God that I serve understands that my faith is stronger than anything that anybody could tell me I can or can't do. If I listened to everyone and what they told me my life was going to be, I wouldn't be where I am now. And those very same people look at me and they're like, damn, it's crazy. We would have never, we knew you had it in you, but we would have never thought you would have done it. Like, this is why. This is why we don't listen to the naysayers. We don't listen to the people who try to tell us what our lives are or what our life is supposed to be or where we're going to end up. That's why we don't listen to those people. Because if we let man, okay, dictate life, if we let society dictate what is truth and what is false, we will be crumbling the same way the world around us is right now. So wake up and pay attention because we got people that are everyone's being lied to straight in their face. And we walking around here thinking everything is all copacetic and coochie crunch. Yeah, better wake up and stop believing everything. Understand that propaganda happens everywhere. What makes you think that we not falling for it too? So pay attention. Pay attention. Don't fall for all your news outlets. Don't fall for social media. Understand how we get fed stuff. This is all an algorithm. We get fed what they want us to see. Keep that in mind. Okay. I'm not gonna preach on that no more. But I just feel like somebody is being called to start doing things different in your life because you have to worry about your like what you're building, your family, your legacy, your bloodline. You have to worry about what's coming after you. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Let's talk about this new beginning. What's this new beginning with money? Yeah, so we have the Knight of Swords. There's someone that's coming to stop your money. Who is this? Who is this? Someone who has less than you. This could be a person at work, or this is someone that's trying to stop your flow of abundance. You have the new beginning. And remember what I said. While you have this new beginning, you have to be careful of the mindset that you're in when this is coming in for you, because there is things that are trying to stop this from happening. And whatever this could be somebody that lacks self-control or someone that is, it's like they want to be forceful, but they don't have they have no direction in their life. Or like it's like you're gonna be it's crazy like how all of this is happening, and I'm telling you these stories and I'm telling you how this shit is playing out, and the cards are literally like confessing that you're going to have someone who's going to try to, because look, it literally says you have big changes coming in. Big changes, right? The Knight of Swords is the man with the plan, right? If we think military, the Knight of Swords is the soldier, is the airman, is the Marines, is the people who have the plan. They've been given the orders. The Knight of Swords, if there's anyone that can handle that shit and make it happen, it's the Knight of Swords, right? But we also know when these orders are given, that means big changes are coming because some shit is gonna have to be done, right? This is the person that's gonna go and fight the war, fight the battles, right? So big people, these big people here who have big plans and big changes, the job is being put on them because God feels they can handle it. 10-10 when I said that. So these people have to understand how to change on a dime. They have to be quick-witted. These are people that are going to have to fight this battle but it's not going to be the battle that you think it's going to be. While someone is thinking it's going to be a battle about how much the dollar is or how much money you have in your pocket, you're understanding that this battle is bigger than that. You're understanding that you have to prepare, you have to start getting yourself in order, getting your life in order, figuring out how you're going to have your money right, making sure that you have the things that you need, because there's whoever this is, they feel like they're smarter. Whoever this is, they feel like they have the plan and they know your plan and they're gonna stop it. Whoever this is feels like they have the authority over your life, and unfortunately, it's because you may have given it to them. Unbeknownst to you, you could have thought like you could be sitting right now, like, hell no, don't nobody tell me what to do. But you don't realize that if you fight with them and they get louder than you, you'll just cave because you just don't even want to deal with the fight. So they think they have authority over you. If you go to work and these people tell you you're going to do this job because they say you're going to do this job, even though you know that this isn't within your like your scope of work, right? You know your contract tells you what your job is and what it is not. But they're going to try to make you do it anyway because they feel like they have authority over your life, because where else are you going to go work? Where else are you gonna go? If someone is telling you that you have to be a certain way in the house because they feel like, oh well, you need me to be stable. If I leave, then how you gonna pay your bills? How you gonna These are the people that are trying to slow you down. These are the people who are telling you, well, how you gonna do it without help with your kids? How you gonna do it? These are the people. You get what I'm saying? Like, you need to understand whatever this is, it is trying to stop a blessing for you. And you're being warned because this is somebody that think that you are powerless. They think that you don't have God on their side. But I love a story like this because the way God shows up and shows out, it's going to be better. They're going to be eating their fucking words. They're going to be eating their fucking words where they thought that they were going to come up off you. God is going to show them. God is going to remind them. Tell me more about this person. Yeah, look, somebody is walking in spirit and walking away from whatever this is because they're being guided. And look, this is somebody that's going to have to take this journey on a little bit solo for a while. Like, you see how the messages come back around? You're going to be in a state where you're talking to spirit. You have a whole connection and communication with spirit, and you got everybody around you like, how the hell did they do it? Because when it's you and God, it don't matter what nobody says about you. It doesn't matter what their plan is. When it's you and God, you get to dictate how you want your life to go because you have faith that God is going to see it through. And as long as you are moving in the right way, it don't matter what nobody has to say. Because this person, whoever these people are, they're going to regret it. They're going to regret how they treated you. They're going to regret the things they wished on your life. These are people who are going to regret these things. They're going to feel remorse because it's in moments where they're upset, it's in moments where they're not in their right mind that they're going to do these things. And it's like God is going to see them for who they are in those moments. And there's going to be hell to be paid for that. And that's why you're being called to isolate yourself, or you're going to be called to just distance yourself. It's never understand that we are talking about a compassionate being, right? We're never going to be called to completely cut people off unless they're like legit trying to hurt us, right? Um but God seems to work through you or work through people, work on people through you. For the collective I'm speaking to, God works through you to work on the people around you, okay? And whenever you have a purpose like that, where God is working and trying to get people to shift their perspective or shift how they're moving, it's never going to be what they think it's going to be. Where they think that they got you all figured out, it is never going to be that. So what do you want the collective to do with this when it comes to this person, Holy Spirit? Cuz you guys are going to be opened up to who these people are. He wants you to call judgment. Didn't I say when God uses you to work through people, it's a different type of purpose. He's going to make you the judge on this situation. It's through your judgment or the way you move with them and how they respond to you. It's going to then decide what happens next for them. There are some people who are given that gift where you can be so kind to them and you can try with them and you can keep giving them your time and your energy and you give them chances and you compassionate and you show up for them and you keep trying with them because you see the good in them. And God goes, at some point, baby, you're going to have to do this. And once you do this, I'll take care of it from there. Look, the Tower and the King of Pentacles with the Empress here and the Ace of Pentacles. Yo, I'm telling you, somebody's gonna get hit with a truth about what they were doing. Look at how it comes back around. The Six of Pentacles with that Four of Cups again. And there's that negative karma. What did I say? Because when God decides, God judges us based on how we are with people, right? So when God decides to say, okay, enough is enough, from that point on, you gotta wash your hands with that situation, and you'll know because you'll become so indifferent. You'll become so free, and I feel like as that happens, that's why these blessings come in, because now it is not your struggle no more. It is not for you to worry about no more. It's like it's God's turn to take over and handle that situation, and you get to go and grow and you get blessed to take care of things, to handle things. And for some of you, someone comes in to help you. You have someone that comes in and offers a sense of security, or this is like you getting something like that keeps you so stable. You don't have to worry about nobody else. In your own solitude, you are figuring it all out. God is providing the right community, the right spaces, the right people to help you. For some of you, you get so focused, it's like you don't want to entertain none of these people, or you don't even want to entertain the situations. So you could just be keeping to yourself. But I feel like you're speaking up, and when you speak up, it's like you call on protection, and look, it creates a crumbling for someone, and it brings you back home. It literally says, "Answer the call," and you're longing for home, the original light workers. I'm telling y'all, it's like you're being called. You're being called to start making changes and waking people up. And it's like the way you wake them up is on how they treat you and how you choose to move after that, right? Because for the collective that I speak to, we're not vengeful. We know that God can be vengeful for us. We just do our part and we try and we keep it pushing and we don't let what the last one affect where we're going, because there's no reason for that. We don't let what someone else did harden our hearts. We don't let what someone else did tell us we're less than. We know where the fuck we are. We know who we are. We know what we deserve, and we don't allow people to continue to try to like tap dance on our fucking emotions, on like, or just try to make us feel less than. We don't accept that. We just say, oh, okay, so you didn't understand what you had in front of you. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I understand and I wish the best for you and you have a great day over there. You can't be a part of my life anymore if this is the space you're gonna be in. And then you keep it pushing and you don't wish them no wrong. You don't be like, yeah, I told you that motherfucker wasn't gonna have no, you just let them go. You keep it pushing and you start your life over here. And you ain't even thinking about what's going on over there. But guess who's thinking about you? You got so many blessings that are happening over here. You're not worried about what's going on over there. And those are the same ones that are pissed because how dare you leave them behind? But that ain't your business. Could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, heavy on the Virgo, Aquarius, Cancer, Leo, Pisces. I just want to make sure I got everybody. Yep, that's what I have. Sagittarius. Okay, let's see what you're shedding. I want to break that one down too. Talk to me about what's being shed here, because we have decrease here, and this is about a cycle of healing that you're going to be moving out of. Talk to me about shedding. What is it that the collective is shedding in this season, Holy Spirit? What is it that the collective is shedding in this season? The world. So for some of you, this is about shedding a worldly view. So this is about you. Maybe if you were so focused on material things, man, and you hear these stories all the time, right? How people could have all this money, all these houses, all the things that they ever wanted, and they leave it and they go buy a ranch and they get animals and they start homesteading and they build a completely different life away from the world or worldly things, right? For some of you, that's what you're leaving behind. For others of you, you could be just saying, I'm moving to a different country. Like, I'm so done dealing with all this mess. I want to get out of here. I don't agree with the way that the world is going or the way that life is being, in the United States. Like, I'm tired of it. Or you could just be thinking of, um, just completely shifting your life. So, if you were the type of person where you would be out and about in the streets all the time, you're saying, no, I don't want that kind of life. And you're finding a sense of wholeness. Like I've seen people go from being the biggest thought in the world and just completely shift and finding their spirituality and wanting to live a completely drastically changing their life, like completely different life for themselves. One where they feel more at peace, one where they feel like they found themselves, one that they feel like they have less temptations, they have um less stress, less anxiety, you know what I mean? This is just a complete shift in the world, and this feels like literally they're showing me the big 3. Like, this feels like like God and self coming together, you know what I mean? Like, this is a sense of finally feeling at home within yourself. So for some of you guys, it's like you're leaving the 3D. You're starting to understand what it is to live a fruitful life, okay? Tell me more. What's being shed? Yo, look, that's the truth. Like somebody is understanding that the life that they've been leading hasn't brought them the joy that they thought that it would bring them. And you're understanding that sometimes it sucks to have to leave things behind that you love. But you have to have faith that when you're being called to move away from something, it's because of the breakthroughs that are coming through. It's because of the awakenings that are happening. And this doesn't mean that you're going to be alone. No, this just means that this in this new season you have more stimulating people around you. You have more people that are going to help not only educate you and teach you new things, but useful skills that you need for the season that you're moving into, right? God prepares us for what's to come. That's how it's always been. We're not being prepared for the past, right? We're being prepared for what's to come. So the information that you're receiving, the communication that you're getting, the clear, because this feels like clarity, right? Like you're moving so clear, like you have a different understanding now, and you're moving in a way where it's not going to make sense to people who still are living the life you used to live. And it can literally be from yesterday to today where you decide you're not doing this no more. It can happen just that fast where you can say, oh, this was the person I was yesterday, but today I'm not that person anymore. And watch how quick you're going to have 50,000 people coming to offer you shit. I feel like this has been the message and it's been the ongoing message for a couple of weeks now, where someone is like, I want to feel renewed. I want to feel it's like you become this force to be reckoned with. Like this is crazy. It's so good. Like it is so good. And it's because it's just your time. It's your time to shift. It's your time to break away from the chaos. And that's what it feels like. Like you can come around and you'll just be like, what the hell did I just walk into? And you're not going to want to be there anymore because it's not suiting you. For some of you, this has to do with family. This could be a mother figure, but there's somebody here that's like trying to speak truth or trying to, it's like maybe they don't want to tell you to your face, right? Like maybe you've been trying to warn people or wake people up or something like that. Like because your insight has been like trying to wake people up. You're getting the messages and you're trying to warn people and they're looking at you crazy and you're like, all right, cool. Behind your back, they're gonna be like, damn, they were right. Damn. Remember when so and so said blah 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 blah? Can you believe it? I can't believe now it's hitting me. This can be your own friends, your own family, your own community here that's feeling this way. Y'all saw how many times I shuffled this deck? Why the same two cards keep coming up together? The same two cards. Like, damn, I can't believe I was focusing on all the wrong things. I can't believe I didn't understand. I can't believe, like, I get it now. I get it now. That's what's happening. It's like, not only that, but it's like you're gonna get repaid in some way for this information, for the lesson. It's like you get blessed for this. But you had to shed all of this. You had to break free from this environment or these people or the mindset. You had to break free from this because you've just hit a season of your life where God wasn't gonna let you be unaware anymore. This is a season of growth. This is about waking up. Yo, literally. Because it's a look, the fool here with the wheel of fortune in the reverse. It's your turn to break free. Yep, look, the strength card with the justice and the star. It's your turn to break free. You could have been going through a season where you felt like life was hard. You could have had several obstacles in your life, and now you're breaking out of that. All the setbacks are they're being removed. All the obstacles are being removed. You are being like, it's like changed into a new version of yourself, and I'm telling you, it's gonna feel like, when the hell did I don't even remember how exactly it happened. I remember what I was going through, and I remember coming out of it. And I remember the little things. It's gonna be little things that click for you, and it's like it's gonna hit you in waves where you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that's what you meant when you were telling me this. Oh my God, that's why I had to move away." And it's like it's gonna keep hitting you in waves. Prepare yourself, because when the awakening happens, and you get called to do something drastic, you're gonna see how it's like God sends you, um, and it's never when it's happening. I'm gonna warn you now. It's always after the fact. But after, you're gonna start seeing confirmations. Slow confirmations. You remember why I moved you away from this person? Look, you remember why I told you to stay away from this person during this season? It's because you wouldn't be right here had you been distracted by this that they got going on. You remember? And sometimes we think like, oh, it's not it, but this person isn't a bad person. It's not about the person. It's about the season of the life that they're in and how it can disrupt yours. The season of their life that they could be in at that moment. And it's like when God is trying to pull you out of something, if you have this lingering, sometimes that's all it takes to pull you back. So God will have you break away, and it's going to piss somebody off. But it's like it's exactly what is needed to break free. It's really, how many times are you talking to somebody, you're having a great day, and you're talking to somebody, and they're having a shitty day, and they're complaining, and they're fighting with their partner, or they're fighting with something at work, and they come and they dump that on you, and you now are starting to feel anxious and anxiety, and now you starting to question your life and your man, your woman, and you're like, what the fuck, I was just fine. That's the spirit. It's the distraction, it's the chaos, and it doesn't have to be that deep, but sometimes it's those little things where if you don't have enough protection around you, if you don't know how to like disengage, that's all it could take to just brew that up in you. It's like it's so small. It's the little things that we don't think about that can cause the most harm. And it's in the moments where you need to be free from that. It's in the moments where you need to be focused, where you woke up that morning and said, "No, today I'm going to the gym, and then I'm gonna go and buy my groceries because I want to meal prep for the week, and then I want to get my house together because I feel like I need a reset so I can be good this week." And it's that day where everybody comes trying to throw shit your way. That day that you plan to do everything you needed to do for you, that's the day where everyone wants to throw all their plans on you, and now they need you and this no. 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 That's right. That's right. That's exactly what it is. Like, it's like you have to set up your boundaries. And sometimes it's like your soul will call for it. Your soul will call for it so deep. And when you refuse it, it's like when you deny what your soul is calling you to do, you get penalized. You'll get penalized because you'll end up fatigued for a week straight. Like, why can I find it? And it's like you get in trouble. You think God don't hand out ass whoopings? Baby, you could have 50,000 things planned for that week, but let you disobey God one time, you'll see how the rest of that week don't go out exactly how you thought it was going to go. And it's because you didn't follow what you were supposed to do. It happens every time. You could sit here and think, okay, no, well, but they just need me real quick. But your spirit is like, stay the fuck home. And you still get up and go. And there'll be 50 things that will try to stop you. You can't find your keys. Your car won't start. You're about to run out of gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, there'll be 50 things that try to stop you along the way. Your kids will be like, don't go, stay home. You'll have so many things. You forget you got food on the oven. Like, so many things that'll try to stop you. And you still go, baby, prepare yourself. Because if you think that everything else you had planned was gonna go smooth, no, because you disobeyed. Sometimes you gotta leave people where they are. You gotta let them figure their shit out. Sometimes you have to be the bad guy. Sometimes you have to. Oh, thank you. I haven't seen you in a while, lovely Lisa. Oh, thank you so much, baby. But I'm telling you, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes God puts you in the position to be that judge, right? To it's like, let me see how they move with this. Can they accept the fact that I'm trying to do what I need to do? Or are they gonna sit here and try to be mad at me and complain and fight and all because I'm choosing myself in these moments? People will be mad at you because of the choices you made and shit. And the whole time you fighting for your own life. You fighting for your own life, and everyone around you is gonna keep trying to tear you down, and you decide to say enough is enough. And it be those very same people that'll sit here and be like, huh, how dare they? Well, I'm glad you're out of that space. No thanks to you. And it's like because you found, and that's why God is always saying you can't judge everybody on their own journey because you don't know. You don't know what you could get through, someone else can't. And just because you could handle it, they may not be able to. They're not going to understand. They're not even going to understand the fact that you are dealing with as much as you're dealing with because you're walking around here looking like this. Like you got it. Like it's not even weighing on you. You walking around the world like you just not even realizing that you have days where you feel like this and you barely can get out of bed and you can't even think straight and your mind is so cluttered because of the 50,000 tasks that you have to do, and here these people are trying to tell you what to do with your life and how you need to move. God saw all of that, and God saw how you kept fighting and how you were, even in the moments where you were down, you were still trying to tell people, well, maybe you should try this and maybe don't do this, and you still trying to be there for people, and then you finally decide to say not today. Oh, and now they whole world done flipped the fuck upside down because how dare you say not the fuck today? How dare you choose you? No, spirit saw all that. And that's why you're getting blessed. Because when they didn't want to believe in it, when you sitting there telling them, and they, maybe you're not the type of person to tell everybody what you're going through every 5 seconds. Maybe you're not the type to tell everybody how life has been so difficult for you. How maybe you don't want to be the one to complain about every little thing that you got going on. Maybe that's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? And you got the people that were sitting there trying to, man, tear you down. So you chose to take yourself out. You took yourself out for a change. You decided that you had to do what's best for you. You needed to heal yourself. And that's the fuck right. You have to do what you need to do for you. Because if you let everyone around you dictate your life and you let everyone around you tell you what they think you need, baby, you're going to feel battered and beaten the fuck down. And Spirit is saying, trust your path. So let's talk more about your path. Spirit, what do you want the collective to move towards at this time? What is it that you want the collective to move towards at this time? Because I feel like I'm talking to somebody that's been through it. And you trying and you trying and you're trying to still work with people and you're still trying to make a way and you're trying to keep everything together and you're trying to keep the peace and you got your moments where you snap the fuck out because you're getting so fed up and overwhelmed, and then you try to collect it all back together because you're like, moment of weakness, God, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to do right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're like, okay, let me find it because this isn't the right thing to do and I got to do better. So then you start trying to find every little thing to fix it. You're like, all right, let me clean my house. Maybe I just need to clean the house. Maybe I just need to declutter and I'll feel better. Not realizing by the time you done decluttered everything out your motherfucking house, the very one problem is still standing right next to you. And you done threw everything in your house away thinking you'll feel better. And all you had to do was boot that one thing out and bring everything else back and you'll be just fine. Sometimes you got to just put your phone on do not disturb. Sometimes you don't want to have to explain yourself to people. You just want to do what you feel you need to do. Yeah, literally, rest. Sometimes you just have to do what you need to do. Rest assured, know that all the anxiety, all the stress, all of that is going to melt away. I feel like this is regrouping season. This is the time of your life when you are finally understanding that you can't do it by yourself. Some of you, you could have been so stressed out that your health got so affected that you could have ended up in the hospital. You could have had to take 50 new medications now. And you don't realize why, out of nowhere, has your life or your health deteriorated in this way. And it's because of the amount of stress and pressure that you put on yourself. Let people figure it out. Let them figure it out. I can attest. I'm the type of person that I feel like, well, I'm gonna do it because I could do it right and I could do it faster and I'm gonna do it the first time so I don't have to be micromanaging nobody. That's me. Now I'm like, no, I gotta let people figure it out. If dinner ain't ready by 5 o'clock, who gives a fuck? You better be happy there's a meal. And if I don't cook, know that there's food in the house. You can serve yourself. You know what I'm saying? Before I used to feel like I was failing. I'm failing if I don't have all this done. No. Now, no, I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. No more holding on to this overloading. Oh my God, I have to put so much on my plate because if I can't carry it all, then what does that say about me? Now them days are done. Somebody is finally understanding the reason why my health is deteriorating the way it is because I've been stressed and I'm stressed about work. Why am I working so hard for a job I don't even know if I want to be at next year? I'm gonna chill the fuck out. And then I'm bringing all that stress home and then it shows in my kids. Why am I stressing my kids out? No, I'm going to shift the way I'm moving at home and I'm going to shift the way I'm moving at work. And we're going to watch. You guys, I'm big on saying you have to be the scientist of your own life. You have to experiment on your own life. Shift one thing and watch how it plays out. I feel like that's part of being aware. That's the gift that God gives us to create change in our own lives, right? If we want to be that change, we want to see the change. You shift one thing and watch how it changes something in your life. And then from there, you make another change and you watch how that change affects you. And it could be so simple as making your kids take the damn trash out instead of you. It's you don't realize I got this one doing the dishes and I got this one taking the trash. Now that just freed up 13 hours of your week just taking out trash and doing dishes. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the most like simplest thing. But now you just gain all this time. What you gonna do with all that free time? What do you need? You need a nap midday, take your fucking nap. If you need to go join a class, do it. Now you have the time because you decided, all right, I got a plan to do things different. And that's exactly what you're being guided to do. Look, it keeps coming back. And for some of y'all, this has a lot to do with the way you're running your family. Um, or the way that you're misleading. Like you think what you're doing is what you have to do to lead the charge or lead the family, and in reality, you're like you're shooting somebody in the foot. You're not letting them be the man. or you're dealing with a woman that's not like, you're not letting them be the woman, and you're not moving into that man, that the masculine energy that you're supposed to be in. For some of you guys, you're trying to do all the things, thinking that you have to be the one to be the decisive one, to plan everything. And you're it's like the very thing you're complaining about when it comes to a specific person is because you decided to take on too much. Now you're putting it back on them, and now they're being forced to figure out how to be that man. This is someone that tried to act like it. Now they have to be it. And you have guides that are helping to make this happen. Why the Seven of Swords? Because I know people look at the Seven of Swords and they're like, oh, this is someone that's being deceitful. This is someone that's lying. That no, sometimes the lie is something as simple as you saying, I'll do it myself, knowing damn well you don't need to be doing it. Knowing damn well, yo, my man's gonna be mad, but I'm gonna tell y'all. So I had a guy that used to come and cut my grass. Okay. And he would come and he would do everything. He would do the edges, he would cut my trees down, because he knows I like, for things to grow a certain way. So at the top of the year, we cut them down so that when the growing season comes in, everything grows and flourishes and is beautiful, right? Um, so I said, hey, I'm gonna have the guy, he's gonna start coming back because it's the season. He's gonna come back, clean up the whole yard, cut everything down. And he said, I'm gonna do it. You don't need to tell him to do it. I'm gonna do it. But here I am getting ready to be like, no, you're not. Because I know the guy is gonna do it right. And he's gonna do it the way I like it. Because we done been here for years doing it this way. So he knows exactly what my expectations are. And my man is like, you gonna let me do it or what? You gonna let me learn how to do it the right way now. I'm glad you took that time with him, but now you need to take that time here and let me do it because I said I'm gonna fucking do it. And I had to go, okay, I'm gonna let you do it. I had to learn to just let him be the man. I had to learn to just let him make the decisions. I had to learn that part too. And it was a struggle because I wanted to just tell the guy, like, because I was scared. I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it, but he been busting his ass and getting it done. And I don't know if it's because I was skeptical. So now it's like, oh, I'm gonna show her, or it's generally because he really wants to do this right. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we want to just solve the problem ourselves because we know we can get it done. And sometimes we got to give space and opportunity for them to step up and lead, them to step up and handle things. And I feel like for some of you guys, you could be fighting with someone and telling them that they can't do it or they haven't been able to do it. And sometimes we're part of the problem. Sometimes we're part of the problem, and that's a lesson that we need to learn and grow from. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's about not only putting someone in their position, but also putting yourself in the place that you need to be in to let them lead or let them do what they need to do. And I feel like right now, what you're being called to do is sometimes to be in charge or being a good leader is also about delegating. So I feel like right now you are delegating. You're being very strategic. You handle this and you handle this and you handle this. And now you're freed up with time so that you can focus on your healing, your growth, so you can focus on your community, what it is that you want to. Some of you guys, this is about you growing around you. So if this isn't you taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself and putting into yourself, this is also about creating more greenery. So you could be thinking about gardening. You could be freeing yourself up to create and bring more life into you and your home. Some of you are thinking about studying. Someone could be like really focused on their spirituality and wanting to grow in their spirituality. But it's like whatever this is, it brings you joy. And it's the stuff you don't need to feel hung up on anymore that you're breaking away from. And now you have all the love, all the joy, and it's like all the bitterness, all the stuff that you were fighting against, all that shit is done. This season of your life is over. And for whoever this guy keeps trying to pop up. It's a man, it's a grandfather or an uncle, whoever this person is, they keep trying to pop up and say, I've been trying to warn them. I've been trying to show up for them. to show them the things that were stopping them from moving forward. But they've been waiting on this transition, and it was about moving away from the things that was holding them back and having a bondage on your life. So whoever the spirit is, they're wanting you to know that there was a bondage on your life. There was someone or something that was holding you back, and that's what you're breaking free from. This is could be why you've been called to rest, to move away. If you got sick and you've been down for a week or two, just know it's because there was things that were going to try to create blockages for you. And this way your ass could sit the fuck still and you couldn't be of service to them. Yep, look, transformation. This was about you shifting into a new way. What I say, they've been sending you signs. They've been sending you signs because you keep trying to, no, but I gotta go, but I should, but I, no, this isn't about you teeter tottering on the line. This is about major transformation, big changes that are happening in your life. And this has to do with you becoming a better leader, being more decisive, knowing your worth, taking the time for yourself. And sometimes it means being the bad guy. Sometimes it means you have to piss somebody off because you're not doing what they want you to do. If you were always saying yes, now you're saying no, and people are pissed. And I'm telling you, for some of you, it's your own family. It could be your kids, it could be your mama, it could be your siblings, it could be your cousins, it could be your best friends, whoever it is. It's the ideology of, oh, well, you're supposed to this and you're supposed to that. That shit is crumbling because you're protecting yourself and you're speaking up for yourself. And you're feeling like, well, if they can't accept me in this new phase or the way that I'm trying to move and understand the changes that I'm making, then fuck them. I'm being called to go here. It literally says you've been training for this for lifetimes. It's happening for you, not to you. Fuck them. Could be dealing with a Pisces, a Libra, a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Taurus, a Scorpio, an Aquarius, a Sagittarius, an Aries. And I think I already said Libra. That's what I'm getting. All right, let's shift gears for a second. I didn't expect this to be such a serious message, but sometimes that's what we need to hear. Because I feel like I don't know. Like I know for myself, I've just been in a space where I'm like, I need to make changes, but I want the changes to show around me. I want life to feel like God didn't bless me with all this for nothing. You know what I'm saying? God didn't bless me with all the things that I have, my family, my children. Like I didn't go through all that I went through for nothing. So I want to take all this and make it, you know what I mean? Like I want it to work out for our good. I've been wanting to really get my garden going and thriving, so that's what I'm doing. I wanted to make sure that my kids understand what it means to live a sustainable life, how to fend for themselves, how to be able to take care of themselves and not depend on everybody else to just magically make it happen. I don't want them depending on fast food. I don't want them no, I want them to know like when you nurture something and you feed the energy and you put love into it, how that grows so they can take that lesson with everything else in their life. Like, so I'm like, no, this is something that I need to do. Something keeps calling me to do it. I'ma fucking do it. All right. So we have um the divine mother. So it says, she is the rising sun, marking the end of darkness and the replenishment of life force after illness or devastation. See what I'm saying? She creates a clean slate and a completely fresh start, and a complete fresh start. Sorry. She protects and preserves that which is worthy of the heart. She shines in a perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, attracting to us the most supportive and honoring of circumstances. So this you're being called to focus on all the good that's coming in and knowing that you have guides protecting you and helping to issue this into your life. You could have been worried, like, damn, am I worthy of this? Am I? And that's the beautiful thing. Like, God sees you worthy, even when you don't. So, this is the end of that. That's why when I saw the Ten of Swords, I was like, this is in the past. This is the end of all of that. And you're moving towards life that feels like worth living. And then we have relief shall come swiftly. Soon you will see things differently. You are going to be liberated from the struggle you are currently experiencing. Be true to yourself and your life path, and you will attract the way forward. You will overcome all opposition, be released into improved circumstances, and be supported to bring your sacred path to fruition. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for the confirmation because we needed that. We needed that. All right, let's see. Final messages for the collective today. Final messages for the collective. That's right. We have, okay. So some of you guys are really struggling within yourself. We have the Eight of Swords here, and the Eight of Swords is about being trapped in an idea. It's not the truth, it's not reality, but it's an idea of what you tell yourself. And I feel like you could just keep telling yourself that you know how we say things sometimes? Because the swords is about communication and it's about our thoughts, right? So sometimes we could just trick ourselves into believing like, oh, we gotta live this life or we gotta move this way. Hold on, y'all. I need a coffee. Okay. It's like you'll tell yourself, oh, maybe I'm not that pretty. Or maybe I'm not fit for this role. Or maybe I'm not doing things right, or maybe it's like you tell yourself or you start believing the shit that people say, and it'll trap you and keep you closed off from the opportunities that are trying to come in for you. And I feel like spirit would want you to break free from this because none of it is true. It's just the things that you tell yourself, and a lot of this is the stuff that you don't even tell people you tell yourself, or it's not even stuff that you believe about yourself, like, but you're letting this hold you back right now. Why? The Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you, it's because you could have really just went through a series of your life or like a period of your life where the things that you spoke or the things that people spoke to you, you started to believe it. And it was like a web of lies or a web of deceit. And you started to believe it to the point where it became truth. Like you manifested your very own suffering. And now is where you get to break free from that. Yep. Now you get to break free from that. And it's stuff that like, man, we keep telling ourselves we have to stay living in this small ass town. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we have to keep telling ourselves, oh, how the hell am I supposed to get out of here? I don't have no money or no job or no opportunity. How? How is this supposed to happen? And you don't realize, like, you turn that to God, you'll see how. It'll be in a way where you think, "Nah, there's no fucking way." Sometimes you think like, "Oh, I'm not about to be a burden to somebody." Baby, we're all a burden to someone. We're all a burden, and guess what? People will burden you with their shit too. You better trade that shit off. I'll give you a little bit of this burden if you give me a little bit of that one. Like sometimes it's not what you think it is. Sometimes you can have like God works in such crazy ways, right? Where you could think like there's no way that I'll have help, and there's someone in this far off place who's just looking for help around the house or a companion because they're lonely. They don't need nothing from you. They're just lonely and they need a little bit of help around the house, and you just so happen to be in a position where you need to make a drastic change in your life, and God will align the two of you to come together, and you're like, this fucking stranger, no way. And God will put it in your heart to do it and put it in their heart to ask you. And now all of a sudden the changes are happening. You just never know. You never know. You never know how God works. But if you keep thinking so small, you'll block yourself from your own blessings. And it's the very thing that you need. Right now, for some of you, it's the very thing that you need. Yep, Page of Pentacles, a new beginning. This is not only a new beginning, but you need to learn something from this. It's like the truth is right in front of you, but you keep telling yourself a web of lies. This is Pinocchio, and Pinocchio would deceive himself. And then once he started to tell the truth, you know what happened. Y'all know the story. So it's like, what it's showing you is how if you learn from this experience and you learn what it is that you need, all the blessings that can come from it, you can't, like, don't lie to yourself or hide what it is that you truly need because your ego is telling you otherwise. Yep. I'm telling you, this King of Wands keeps coming up. This King of Wands keeps coming up, and the King of Wands speaks of someone being more decisive, someone who is charismatic. This is someone that knows what it is that they need to do, and they have to get it done. Like, they don't have a choice. I got to get it done. I have to stand up and lead. I have to, it's like I gotta make create life for myself right now. And because it's a fire energy behind it as the King of Wands, this is that get up and go energy. This is okay, I have to do it, and I'm gonna have to do it because I don't have a choice. Something is calling me to do this. And it's like, and it's right when you need it. For some of you, this could be like a friend that you had a long time ago that you end up coming back into connection with, and they have a job. And maybe your ego's like, I'm not gonna go work for them. I was doing better than them. Well, baby, now you may have to humble yourself and go through this to get to the life that you've been looking for. The problem is you keep thinking that the life has to be where you currently are, and you're not realizing that where you go is where your life is gonna be created. The very life you've been asking for. Anything else? The 8 of Pentacles, I'm telling you, it's the work that you put in. It's the faith that you have. This is about you getting to work. This is about getting to work. Page of Wands, the 6 of Swords, and Justice. You're moving to a place where you're going to be a lot happier. You just don't see it yet. And that's kind of how it works, right? God calls. That doesn't mean you got everybody answers, right? But he calls. He'll call you to move, and he'll move things around just for you. And the problem is, if you expect him to give you all the plans and the details, you'll miss the very blessing, or you'll miss just how big it can be if you choose to like not move through faith. And right now, like, the reason why I'm saying that is because she's being lifted out. They're carrying her to a new place. Okay. And for you to do that, you have to just trust that it's working out in your favor. But I feel like some of you, you need to not question um when God is trying to move for you. And if you do have questions, you need to take it to God. You're gonna need to really, like, universe, spirit, whatever it is that you believe in. If you have an ancestor that you speak to personally, if it's a or if it's just if it's a patron saint or whatever it is that you believe, y'all. If it's a certain Hindu goddess, or whatever it is that you believe, you take it to them, you take it to God, and understand that it's all going to work out in your favor. You're blocking your own blessings. That's what I keep saying. You're guarded and you're being stubborn about something, and you think that it can't happen for you. You keep telling yourself that it won't happen for you because if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. No, your guys are telling you, you are closing yourself off. Look at her face. She's like, I don't believe shit. Whatever. I don't believe nothing. I'ma protect my peace because if I get let down one more time, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. And it could be three more times that you get let down, but that fourth time is when everything blossoms. But you keep telling yourself, no, not me. What I say, that everything blossoms. That Queen of Pentacles, she lives lovely. She don't worry for nothing. Queen of Pentacles has everything that she needs, and she created it off her back. She created it, her and the grace of God. They worked it out. They figured out a plan that she almost gave up. She almost gave up, and look where she ended up. The Queen of Pentacles had to work her ass off to get where she is, but she lives a luxurious life, not worrying about nobody, not needing for nothing. I'm telling y'all. Final message, Spirit. The sun and the star. Come on. I'm telling you. It's like it all works out in the end. Not only do you feel love and joy and happiness, but you get everything that you needed. And your faith is now restored on the other side of this. I'm just saying, a lot of this is just what you tell yourself. And I understand that we all been through some shit. We all have to deal with our own traumas. We all have to deal with our stuff that weighs on us as we're moving. We're just I feel like God is just trying to tell you you're not where you were and you're not that person and you don't have to stay there. So all these beautiful blessings, they're promised to you. They're all promised to you. You just got to go get them. And you got to have faith that God is going to help you see to it. Okay? So I don't know why I had to deliver that message, but I did, and I'm grateful that I did, and I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop trying to restore y'all faith. I want to see if I have one more. Um, I had one more oracle message I wanted to give you. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Okay. Oh, could be dealing with an Aquarius, a Leo, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Aquarius. Okay. Now understand that that could be your sun sign, moon sign, rising, Venus, North Node, or someone you're dealing with. Or this just could be the season that this could be happening in your life. Okay. So take it how it resonates. We're gonna pull one seeking within message. Thank you, Spirit. Look at this. And it says faith. I'm telling you, faith is always there for us. It's in the tenuous space we enter before making the choice to change. It's what urges us to take that very first step, which is the hardest of steps to take towards transformation and authenticity. Faith is with you at every turn of the path. So today, end your wavering and with your fears in hand, take that leap of faith. I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. Like I don't understand sometimes why I get guided to give certain messages, but I don't question it. Look, teacher, thank you, spirit. I'm telling you, for some of you guys, that's what it is. The wounded healer leads a difficult path because we not only take on a lot of the experiences of the people around us and also ourselves, right? So we carry a lot of the emotional weight. We endure the emotional stuff. We have to find it in us to be strong. We have to find it in us to be forgiving. We have to find it in us to not be vengeful. We have to find it in us to still be compassionate, to still show up, to do God's work. Like we still have to show up and do all of these things in the midst of battling spiritual warfare, battling entities trying to knock us down, trying to make us question how good God is for us, having to question whether we're doing all the right things and we're working hard enough. Are we giving to ourselves enough? Are we showing up for everyone else enough? Like we're constantly battling those things and then battling our own anger, our own disappointments, our own misguided sense of uh you know what I'm saying? Like we're battling so much in one person and still trying to show up for everyone else and be there for everyone else. Like it's not an easy path to take. It's not. And for a lot of us, we feel like we do not belong on this fucked up ass earth. But here we are trying to do the best we can and still move forward anyway. And I feel like it's not meant to be easy. And if God was going to make it so easy for us, um, we wouldn't have the blessings that we have. Okay. And you'll know that that's your calling or that's your path because you had to endure something really difficult. And it's usually like the first half of your life or the second half of your life. So if the first half was really, really good, but the second half could have been more difficult, know that it's because of what you had to endure so that you can teach and vice versa. If you went through something really dark in the beginning stages of your life, then the second half of your life, it's like God is blessing you and you're taking all that you endured with all of the good and being the teacher. Okay. The wounded healers and those wounded warriors are not, it's not for the weak. The job is not for the weak, but God knows exactly who to give it to. Okay. And he gave it to whoever I'm talking to. I'm talking to my priestess and priests out here who understand how to move through energy, what the energy is calling for. You can tell when their space is clouded, what you need to do to clear it. You can tell when someone's in a funky mood, how you need to move around them. Like you can just tell. something in you just tells you exactly what you need, and it be your own family that teaches you this stuff. So I'm gonna leave it there. I was trying to find another one, but I can't find it right now. So I'm gonna close the reading out. I'm gonna go hang out with my baby, and we'll do this again next time. If I'm up to it and I have more energy, I will probably hop on tonight and do a love reading, which I feel like I should. So that may be later in the evening though, and I'll just hop on and just do a love reading. Um, because I know this one was a little bit different, a little heavier, but I felt like the message needed to be told. So I hope it brought you healing. I hope it brought you an understanding of where you've been, where you're going, and I hope it restored your hope and your faith at the same time. So I love you guys. Don't forget to like this reading on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And keep an eye out. I'll post it. If I'm going to go live, I'll post around 8. And then I'll go live around 9 or 10. Okay. So feel free to join me if you want to do a love reading. I'll do an all signs at the end of that reading as well. So yeah, until next time. Love y'all. Peace.